get back there? All right, first up today is defensive lineman Melvin Ingram, fifth-year senior. First question goes to David.
Well, Melvin, just to speak about you last time, basic Clemson, what you learned about the rivalry since you've been here, and how excited you are to play them one more time.
I'm very excited. Just what I've learned about it since I've been here is that everybody take it real serious. It's the state championship. We both teams gonna come out and get it all, and both teams gonna try to come out and be on top.
Melvin, Clemson, did they recruit you at all?
No, sir.
During the recruiting process, was there, when you went to a game for one team or another, a game that swung something one way or the other for you? Like, did you come to a South Carolina game early in the recruiting process and say, wow, I'm leaning that way? Or did you go to another school and it wasn't a great atmosphere and say, I don't know? Just the importance of maybe one game when you go to it as a recruit?
No, I wouldn't say it was one game. It was just my whole visit. Every time I came down here, it was just, I felt like I was home. I just felt like it was a place I could spend the next 4 to 5 years of my life. And they just made me feel like I was home. They welcomed me with open arms, and they were there with me every step of the way in the recruiting process.
What's this game mean to the senior class? The last home game, big rivalry game, chance to get 10 wins. What's this mean to you guys in terms of accomplishment?
It means a lot. It's another stepping stone for our program. Just to get 10 wins, it's making history. That's a good thing for us. We just trying to go out and work hard this week so we can go out and get 10 wins. That was one of our team goals at the beginning of the year, so we're trying to accomplish that.
Are the seniors especially talking about that?
The whole team talking about it. It's not just the seniors. Our whole team trying to go out and get 10 wins.
Melvin, if you notice the last couple of weeks, Clemson is not taking care of the football. I think 11 turnovers in the last 3 games. Obviously, you guys have been really good at coming up with the football, getting turnovers. Just talk about the importance of that in this game, obviously a point of emphasis. And do you see Clemson maybe as a team that your confidence is a little shaken, you might be able to get the ball away from them?
Yeah. They had 11 turnovers, but I'm not going to make no predictions on we going to get turnovers. We're going to try to go out and get turnovers. We're going to try to be physical on the ball carriers and trust our speed and have good angles to the football, and whatever happens, happens.
Melvin, not many teams have been able to slow down Clemson this season, or the Clemson offense this season, but NC State did a really good job of that. How much do you kind of key in on what they were able to do to sort of slow them down, despite the fact that Sammy Watkins didn't play in that game?
We're going to key on it a lot. We're going to see the things they did and try to add it to what we're going to do so that we can slow them down. They have a great offense with Taj Boyd and Sammy Watkins, but we're going to go out and play hard, and we're going to see what the outcome comes.
Melvin, how good is this defense compared to the other ones that you played out during your years at South Carolina? And do you guys this year take a special amount of pride in kind of carrying the team forward when the offense has had some struggles?
I feel like our defense, we feel like this is our team. We feel like we're going to put the team on our back. We feel like the team go as far as we go. So if we go out with great energy and play hard, then the rest of the team can feed off our energy.
And the other question, how does this defense compare to the other ones you played for at South Carolina?
This defense here, we have a lot more accountability. Like past defense, we didn't have accountability. We just go out and everybody was kind of like just playing. But now we're accountability. We're counting ourselves to be in the right assignment, run to the ball, make plays.
Just a reminder, if you know you have a follow-up, just hang on the microphone and use the microphone.
Melvin, when you watch film of their offense, and I imagine you have already.
Yes, sir.
I've seen some. When you watch film of their offense, how difficult are some of the misdirection sort of things that they do in terms of you all having to stay disciplined, number one, and also Taj Boyd in terms of his effectiveness on third down, throwing the ball. Could you just comment on those two things, please?
Their misdirection, it's all about seeing the pulls and playing assignment football. You got to trust the person beside you going to do their assignment. So if you do your assignment, they do their assignment, we should have no problems. And him being efficient on third down, we feel like if we can get him into third down, we feel like that's money down. We play our hardest and get off the football field and get our offense back to football.
Melvin, we've heard a lot about this is the first time each team has had 9 wins. It seems like they've gotten there different. Clemson seems a little disappointed right now that they have 9 wins. They probably think they should have more. With the injuries and the different things that you guys have had to deal with, are you pretty satisfied to be 9-2? I mean, it seems like that's a almost best case scenario, something the school hasn't done in a while. Talk about the 2 teams both being 9-2, but feeling maybe a little bit differently about it.
Both teams being 9-2 is a great feeling for us, but I wouldn't say I'm satisfied because no person wants to lose. I would rather us whether it being 9-2 to be 11-0, but I'm pretty satisfied with where we at right now. But I would rather us be 11-0 and them to be 11-0 and see who comes out with the victory. But us being 9-2, it's a great position for us to try to go out and get a 10 win.
Melvin, this senior class is one more than any other senior class in school history. What does that mean to y'all as a group, and what are your feelings on it individually?
It means a lot to us, but feeling individual with me, I don't really focus on us winning the most in school history. I just focus on this season. We 9-2. I really didn't know we had won the most in school history until Coach had brought it up. Cause I don't really focus on things like that. I just focus on the present, and I'm focused on this season.
Melvin, with all the nagging injuries, particularly at linebacker, do you feel like y'all can still do what you need to do to stop Clemson? And is it frustrating to have so many injuries going into a game of this magnitude?
Yeah. The nagging injuries are frustrating, but I feel like the 2s and the 3s can be starters on our team. So I feel like the 2s and 3s gonna step up and make plays and be ready for the ball game.
Melvin, can you talk about your impressions of Taj Boyd? It seems like he's at his best when he has a lot of time back there. It seems like when he's been forced to make quick decisions is when he makes mistakes.
My impressions of him is he's a great quarterback. He's led his offense to a good season this year, and I'm not going to comment on if he's in pressure. He makes bad decisions, and when he got time, he makes good decisions. He's a good quarterback, and we're going to have to put pressure on him and see how the outcome goes.
Melvin, the fans in this state obviously take this rivalry very seriously. You'll hear some fans say that they don't care if these teams win any games as long as they beat the rival. Do the players take it as seriously as the fans do?
Of course, because if you lose this game, you got to hear about it 365 days until the next game. So we take it just as serious as the fans do. We try to win every game, but when it comes to this game, we definitely try to win this one.
Melvin, you talked about the nagging injuries some guys have. Is there even more of an importance this week to get on the field to play through the game?
Yes, sir. We feel like every game is important to play. If you can play, then we want you to play. Injury, it's a difference between being injured and being hurt. Some people can play with being injured, but when you hurt, you just might be out. But if you can play, we want you to go this week because it's a big week for us.
What's the biggest improvement? What's the biggest way that Taj Boyd has changed since y'all faced him last year?
I really don't know because I don't know what he did in the offseason or what he did to prepare for this season. All I know is he's coming out and he's having a tremendous season, and we just going to try to put pressure on him and go out and work hard.
I'll ask you just again, think back long ago to your recruiting process. How much did coaches who were recruiting you, obviously they're aware of who else is recruiting you, did they say, we beat that school. We had done better than that school. Last year we beat those guys. I mean, how often did that come up?
To be honest, I really don't remember. That was a long time ago.
Fair.
Melvin, you talked about hearing about it 365 days out of the year if you lose this game or if you win it. Is there much interaction when the season's not going on between players on the two schools? Do you see players from up there down here, or do people down here go up there? Is there much interaction between the teams?
No, sir. I wouldn't say I have seen one player from a school down here, so I wouldn't. There's no interaction between the players in the offseason.
How much does it matter to you that the first year you were here, you didn't beat Clemson, and the last couple you have, trying to win 3 in a row against them for the first time in 40-some-odd years? I mean, is that something that you think you guys will be talking about for a long time? Your final year, you beat them the last 3 times you played them. Does that play into this at all?
Yeah, of course. Beating them 3 times, that's a great accomplishment. And I feel like once we leave and come back for our team reunion 10, 20 years from now, we'll always talk about beating Clemson. No matter if we don't talk about beating nobody else, we're going to always talk about beating him.
These teams draw from the same geographic area of players. Do you know anybody on their team?
No, sir.
Nobody?
No, sir.
Mr. Melvin?